Not a super fun game for watching the Canes. I have frustration questions to ask. I'll start with, what is goalie interference?
Great question.
It's like you take a freshman year psychology class, and the first thing they do is like, we're in a 30-person lecture. I want to hear from all of you. What is life? Let's start with, what is goalie interference? Someone raises their hands. You? It's the most frustrating thing in hockey. Ding, that's correct. What's your interpretation? I don't know what goalie interference. I can read the rules, and do you know what I love about goalie interference? Mm-hmm. Is as soon as it happens, and I think the Canes are up to like 14 times it's gone against them, and 2 it's gone for them since the 2023 season, something along those lines.
Oh yeah.
Every single time it pops up, I absolutely love that nobody really tries to explain it, but you get the screenshots of the league rule that just gets sent out. So it's like, I don't know, you interpret it. How would you do this? Right? In contact, incidental, or other. Here's the issue I had with last night. And this is why I would never want to be a ref. I'm not even putting it on individual refs. It has to be spirit of the rule over letter of the law, right? It's if there's a run play and I hold the receiver and we're 35 yards away from the play, I get it's a penalty, but it didn't affect the play. Let the merit figure it out. The reason Jackson Blake scored was not because Mikko Rantanen, while being bumped into, grazed the goaltender's butt of their stick. That's not that it was deflected against a defenseman. It's goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. And I have these arguments, by the way, not just hockey. I have these arguments about football, baseball, basketball. The catches that are so obviously catches, but then you watch the super duper instant slow motion replay and you see that the ball moved a millimeter and they're like, dislodged, didn't have control through the catch. I'm like, no, that's a catch. That goal from Jackson Blake, you read the rule, by the letter of the law, if you went down to the maybe not, it's a goal. And it's a Seth Jarvis assist in his hometown, and it's great vibes for a team that's trying to pull off an upset on the road and wind in their sails moving forward. And when you take that goal away, you take away the wind. And suddenly they're sitting in a sailboat out in the middle of the ocean with no wind. You have to accept it, right? And you have to give Winnipeg credit. They're a good team and they're playing well, and they took advantage of an opportunity there. And the Canes couldn't rally the comeback attempt or regather themselves after that. But to me, I mean, I know it happened early. There was a dividing line there. Pre-goal being taken away, post-goal being taken away was not the same game. And then at the end, when they got the goal put on, it was just like, all right, let's pack it up.
Like, really?
I mean, at that point, it's I watched parts of an SNL documentary after the game last night. I was so wired. I think it was Keenan Thompson was talking about how one of his favorite moments in SNL, and it's like the cynic in him, is when a host doesn't realize that the sketch just isn't working and they're at dress. He's like, everyone that's on SNL, we're getting out of our costumes, we're taking off the wig, like we're still saying the lines, but we recognize this is never going to make it to television. But the host doesn't know, so he's still right there all in it. Kind of felt at times like that after Winnipeg had the goal being put back on or put on the scoreboard, so it was 3-0. Every once in a while you see someone like going really hard, and it just felt like everyone else was looking at him like, dude, we're in Minnesota on Thursday. Let's start prepping. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm just saying that's how it felt. Other observations. You have to accept it because it is who he is. But Pyotr Kochetkov scares the heck out of me. He did the whole the full life of Pyotr Kochetkov in 5 seconds thing again. Airmails a puck, kind of sets up sets up Winnipeg to come right back at his face, and then makes a ridiculous blocker save, and it's like, all right, I guess no harm, no foul, but let's not be that reckless with it. Every time he does something crazy like that, it's like Flashes. It's just like, oh gosh, I defend this guy, and I'm gonna have to go in tomorrow and say, never mind. I know the recklessness got the better of him, but then he made the save. So again, I guess no harm, no foul on that play. And then there's this other conversation. And this is the one that's brought to me on social media the most. This is the one I see the most complaining about. This other situation is this. Mikko Rantanen. You trade for the Moose. You trade for a guy that's supposed to put you over the top. And through the first handful of games, you haven't seen him walk on water. Just frozen ice. You haven't seen him do anything outlandish. And I'm starting to feel the impatience. Well, when is it going to come? When is it going to happen? When is he going to do the thing? When's the 100-point scorer thing happen? It's like you have a friend who's a stand-up comedian. Be funny. Do something. I'm not there yet. I think patience is necessary. Here's Rod Brind'amour on what he saw from that whole line. It's Jackson Blake, the rookie, Sebastian Aho, and Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah, I mean, of all the games they've played, I didn't love this one at all as much as the other ones. But, Rance, again, he's been kind of snake bit. He had it on the power play, hits the post, makes a nice play. And, that's hockey. It's a game of inches, and they didn't go our way tonight.
It's a bit of bad puck luck, right? It did ring the post last night, right? And
oh, yeah. Beat the goalie clean, just hits the post. Had a couple of those.
It's good looks, pretty good execution, not scoring. That's always tough to handle. It's adjusting. It's the sicknesses that were being dealt with. It was still a weird rotation night, 11 forwards, 7 defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's those are reasons. Those are not excuses.
Guys are still sick.
Very much reasons,
Guys
not
are still
excuses.
sick.
Dennis, here's the question that I've struggled with.
Okay.
This has been rattling around in my brain. I'm going to say we're going to speak as a show here. We're going to try to get on the same page. Do we have an issue with 18 minutes and 55 seconds of ice time for Rantanen in a game with 11 and 7, so 11 forwards, so you do double shift occasionally? It's a game where you trailed most of the game, and Rantanen is supposed to be there as a point and goal producer. And there were other guys on the team, other forwards, playing more minutes, which, you bring in a guy like Rantanen, you think you want to maximize his impact. Do we have an issue with 18:55 for Rantanen?
No.
Why not?
I don't, because it could be a couple things. One, he doesn't play on the penalty kill.
True.
So you're not going to – so that's why you got to have guys like Aho and Seth Jarvis who kill penalties are out there more. And Canes took, 4 penalties yesterday? So there's 8 minutes of ice time potentially right there that Mikko Rantanen's not going to be on the ice. So, no, I don't have a problem with 18:55 for him. I don't think so at all. I think it's also – we also have to look at the number of shifts. Guy had 21 shifts, which is third most on the team behind Jarvis and Aho.
Tied with Svetch.
And he played almost 2 minutes more than Svetch did. So, no, I have no problem with 18:55 of him last night, because he, also might be under the weather himself. We just don't know it.
Yeah, we don't know that.
And second of all, he's still adjusting to how this team plays. And it's a massive thing.
Here, I'm going to give you my full, I was going to say angel and devil, but I don't want to give New Jersey that love. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give my good cane and my bad cane that sit on my shoulders. The part of me that's saying play him more is like that. That's what he did in Colorado. He played a lot more. Now, I'm not saying you got to go out there and play him 24 minutes or something ridiculous like the Avs do, but part of me is like, we'll ease him into it a bit. You know what I mean? If his role in another team was playing a ton, he's been doing it for a decade, right? Like if that's his usual, let's get him as close to his usual as you possibly can. And then you can get him into your vibe. And so, I don't know, 21 minutes doesn't seem that crazy in a game when you're already playing with 11.
It doesn't seem that crazy, but here's the thing about the Kane system. It's much more physically taxing than what Colorado does.
True.
That's the thing as well. It's like that is a much more difficult skating style than what a lot of other teams do in the NHL. It's just you physically can't go 25 minutes every night as a forward in this system.
I agree. And I'm not ever advocating for that. I'm just looking around going, I do think he needs to impact the game more, and part of it is him. Part of it is it's new. Part of it is all those reasons I gave. Part of it is like, I don't know, maybe if he had 2 more minutes to impact the game, maybe he'd get a shot there. So I'm just asking questions, but we as a show do not have a problem with it. We've united.
What month is it? What month is it? February?
Oh, February.
Talk to me in
I thought
March.
that was a trick question.
No, talk to me in March.
If
it's still a problem in March, then we'll have a problem. Because there's a 2-week break here in the middle of this month. If it's still a problem in March, then we'll have that conversation.
I almost answered Sagittarius. I thought you were trying to get me. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Aquarius season.
So, hunting season.